I did not want to go to Vegas for my first official time, knowing that I might be footing a lot of these bills. And so, yeah,
I just think YOLO at that moment, like, even if this is going to put me into credit card debt, I am partying Super Bowl rookie experience. I might not ever be back here again.
Yeah, you know, if I knew that I would have played 8 more years, potentially 9 after, I would have YOLO'd it. But after, when you're a rookie, 5th round pick out of Rice, it's a little tougher to YOLO a Vegas trip with the vets. Let's put it that way.
Hey guys, welcome on into Drinks with Binks. I'm Julie Stewart-Binks, and we are shooting this episode the day after Super Bowl 55, where we saw the Tampa Bay Buccaneers absolutely body bag the Kansas City Chiefs, which is not what I expected at all. We now see Tom Brady win his 7th Super Bowl, so he is officially the GOAT. There is no more debates to be had. Just cancel all sports talk. Tom Brady is the greatest of all time in quarterbacks. Let's leave it at that right now. But one other great positive from the Super Bowl that I found was that I actually love The Weeknd. I thought that he was a great performer before. This is like, I've put him up at like, this guy is a great performer. Very controversial opinion to have, I realized, on Twitter. Not a lot of people liked his performance. Maybe I liked it more because he is from God's country, Canada, which is where my next guest also hails from. None other than Super Bowl champion and current tight end in the NFL, fellow Canadian Luke Willson, coming all the way from Seattle. Thanks for joining the show. How are you doing on this Monday after Super Bowl, bud?
Well, I'm doing all right. You know, it's always a bit weird when you're on a playoff team and you don't go the full distance. But, yeah, chilling.
I mean, it has to be such a weird or maybe unique perspective to have as a current player watching the Super Bowl. What is that like for you?
To be honest, it's not that enjoyable. You know, when I was younger and in college, it was kind of a big ordeal. But it's almost like the epitome, for me at least, it's like the epitome of failure. You know, and unfortunately for me, it's like I've been on some good teams here in Seattle where we've been to a few and we've kind of been knocking on the door for a few. And, you know, it's just it's more disappointing at the end of the day. It's never, I don't know, it's hard to even articulate, but it's just not a very positive feeling when you see all this like joy and jubilation out of whoever wins, and you know that like your team is not that far away, you know, a couple plays here and there, a couple mistakes, and you know, that could have been us. So it's not, I don't want to kill the vibe of the interview off the bat here, Julie, but I don't really enjoy the Super Bowl.
It's like a mortgage here right now, but I could totally see that. I mean, I wouldn't want to watch someone like doing Drinks with Binks on like NBC that was named like someone Stewart-Binks. Like that would be my brother, I guess. I'd be like, that sucks. Like, I feel like I'm dead right now. I do want to get into this, but before we do, we obviously drink on this show. So what are we drinking today?
I'm behaving. I figured, you know, just a general coffee. You know, nothing like a coffee mid-afternoon.
And for me on the East Coast, nothing like a 6 p.m. coffee right now
to keep me going. No doubt.
Got a little Tim Hortons here for you, a little Timmy House.
I'm impressed by that. I didn't go with my Canadian roots, and I'm disappointed.
Okay, well, you should be.
In myself.
You should be saying sorry.
You know,
right
I'm
now.
Pretty impressed by. I just got my Nespresso machine. I'm pretty boring.
You know what? You brought a drink here on the show. That is all that we asked. And what are we toasting to today?
The Weeknd's halftime performance.
You were a fan?
I mean, I didn't even watch it, but he's Canadian, so it was awesome.
That's it. He was awesome because he was Canadian. Cheers to the Weeknd. All right.
There we go.
That's some good coffee there. So I find it interesting, your perspective. We watched the Super Bowl, I mean, obviously from different experiences. I would never play in a Super Bowl yet, but tight end Rob Gronkowski really, once again makes headlines and has his 2 touchdown passes. He ends up, coming out of retirement, WWE, blah, 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 Brady, Gronk, all this kind of stuff. From your perspective as a tight end, how do you look at Gronk?
I think Gronk is obviously one of the best guys to ever play tight end. I don't know Gronk personally. He seems like a great dude, but I think that what's kind of cool about his game as a tight end is that he's not just a receiving threat. He does a lot in the run game when called upon. And, I think his last, again, I don't know, I don't want to be, this is just me speculating, but his last few years in New England, he had the bionic elbow sleeve, and he was still playing an extremely high caliber. One of the things that stuck out to me last night was just how healthy he looked. And, he's obviously a generational talent, and he looked like he was running smooth, moving smooth. And when you get a guy like that who, can be healthy, I don't know if it was the WWE year, he's obviously a specimen out there, and he, 2 touchdowns and 60 or 70 yards is not a bad day at the office for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and for Super Bowl experiences for you, when, you win the Super Bowl, what's something that, no one can prepare you for about that experience?
I think that one of the toughest things, which just kind of goes to speak to Tom and all of his greatness as a leader, but one of the toughest things for us was that, the season goes so much longer. If you don't make the playoffs, you're done, depending on the year, usually it could be the first day of January. And you look at Tampa Bay now, we're pushing mid-February. They're going to go back, not in a COVID year, obviously, but in a non-COVID year, you now have your exit physicals and the parade, so you're kind of sticking around for that. And the next thing you know, it's mid-February, where a lot of guys have had, 6-7 weeks off at this point. And you're getting praised everywhere, patted on the back, you guys are the best, but the season comes up pretty quickly when you make that deep of a run. And, my second year in the league, we did go back to the Super Bowl, but I believe we started that season 4-4 and eventually won 8 straight. And, everyone knows how that season ended on the last play. But that was one thing I don't think any of us were kind of prepared for in a way. It was like, hey, we won, we're on cloud 9. Maybe you take your foot off the gas a little bit as far as training goes, but then the next thing you know, phase 1 OTAs are here, and you're also now the standard for the league. Mm-hmm. So every time somebody, plays you, they're circling their roster, their schedule, like, hey, this is kind of our measuring stick. And, everybody wants to take a shot at the champ. So we started a little slow the next year, ended up being able to right the ship. But I think you see, a lot of teams have gone there or go to the Super Bowl and really struggle in the next season.
Yeah, that's kind of what we see. It's like that hangover, right? They talk about with any kind of team that wins a championship, difficult to kind of get back on track. But I want to know what it's like Super Bowl winning moments. So, you finish with media, your locker room, you guys shower, change, whatever. Like, what happens next? Like, where do you go? Does someone have a party set up? Do you go home?
Okay, yeah. Fair. So, I think everybody's a little different. I was a rookie when we won. And the big thing, again, these are non-COVID times, obviously, but the big thing then was we were all, we did the parade here, which was amazing, one of the coolest memories. And the parade was a little aggressive. There's a lot of alcohol that was consumed. And then we went to Vegas. But I say we went to Vegas. See, as a rookie, wanting to save money, I did go to Vegas, but the following weekend, then everybody else went to Vegas because I know it sounds like it's lame, don't get me wrong, but I knew that the rookies would be on the hook for a lot of things financially, that I did not want to go. And to be honest with you, I was a fresh 24 at that time, and I did not want to go to Vegas for my first official time, knowing that I might be footing a lot of these bills. And
Wouldn't you just
I
think YOLO at that moment? Like, even if this is going to put me into credit card debt, I'm partying the Super Bowl rookie experience. I might not ever be back here again.
Yeah, if I knew that I would have played 8 more years, potentially 9 after, I would have YOLO'd it. But after, when you're a rookie, 5th round pick out of Rice, it's a little tougher to YOLO a Vegas trip with the vets. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, that CAD doesn't go as far in Vegas as the
the exchange rate was down at the time.
Yes, yeah. But I'm sure it was a lot of fun. I'm sure you have a lot of memories that you keep right up here and are probably taken to the grave. We have a whole lot more we want to get to with Luke Willson here, former Super Bowl champion, NFL tight end, fellow Canadian on Drinks with Binks. Don't go anywhere. We're sipping on coffee. We'll be back after this. Hey guys, welcome back to Drinks with Binks. I'm JSB. I'm so thrilled to be joined by fellow Canadian, former Super Bowl champion, NFL tight end, Luke Willson. We are sipping on a little coffee here today on this lovely Monday afternoon where we're shooting the day after Super Bowl 55. And we were just discussing what it's like to win the Super Bowl and the parties. But also, Luke, you've been on the other side of that, losing Super Bowl to the Patriots in the last second. What was that party like?
Yeah, it was, so like you said, the year before, there's obviously a lot of great emotion going on. Macklemore, we have these parties at whatever hotel we're staying at. They rent out a ballroom, lots of alcoholic beverage choices. And, it was a great time. And being Canadian, as we've mentioned, I'm not going to lie, I'm a pretty big Drake fan. So the second year we went back, Drake was, the main guy at the party. And I'm like, man, we're going to go out here, beat the Patriots. We were on a heater, too. I'd mentioned earlier, one of our last straight 8 games in the season. Had a wild miracle comeback against Green Bay. It just seemed like destiny. And I'm like, we're going to be in this, small ballroom with the king of Canada, if you will, Drake, performing.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
And as we all know, the game didn't end very well if you're a Seahawks fan. And it was a little strange because, I had my immediate family there. Not that my mom and dad really cared, but my sister, I think, was pretty excited to be at the party with Drake, as would anyone be, and wait for him to kind of do his show. And I remember sitting there and you're just like so disgusted and you have such a bad taste in your mouth from what just happened that I don't even think I stayed to watch. I'm just like, I got to get out of here. Like, I can't be happy. And honestly, if we would have gotten blown out, I feel like I might have been able to be like, okay, well, at least I can enjoy. But to kind of lose the way we did, it definitely soured the idea of listening to Drake. Yeah. So that's that.
The whole time everyone's probably just like reliving that last play in their head and just sort of like freaking
most of the party isn't necessarily just players, obviously. There's a lot of like friends and family. So I think it was a kind of split of, friends/family that were sad we lost but were excited they were at a Drake concert. And the rest of us that were just absolutely dejected over being 2 feet away from winning a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I guess it's like going to a wedding of someone that like you're dating, and that would be weird. I guess that wouldn't really happen because that would be you're like, I wish I was there. That would suck. I'm really sorry about that, but at least you do have the Super Bowl win, so it's not like you haven't been to the big dance and won it. For you, Russell Wilson, what a guy. Just won NFL Man of the Year honors. What would be something that would surprise us about him as a person and as a quarterback, but more so just what kind of guy he's like?
I think if maybe the rest of the country, if they didn't already know, is starting to see it now with the Walter Payton Man of the Year award. But I think with Russ, just the time he commits, to other people that aren't involved in football is pretty special. I remember in my younger years here, Tuesdays is a pretty standard off day for the NFL. I'd say 9% of the teams have Tuesday off. And, I mean, guys are still in and out of the facility getting work, and he was too, watching film, catching up. But it was like, for a lot of people, especially me as a young guy, it was like Tuesday was kind of a moment to catch your breath. Get ready for the next week, whoever we're playing, mentally and physically. Whereas, like, he took it that extra time and would visit Seattle Children's, weekly. And that was something I just thought, no one's making him do that. He's doing it on his own time, on his off time at that. And, I know, being in Seattle as long as I have here, a lot of people have mentioned, how much that means to a lot of the kids that he's visited. And that's just kind of one small story about Russ as far as, the type of person he is off the field.
Yeah, he seems that way, too, as you mentioned. A lot of the rest of the country's seeing that right now. Got to ask, what's on the docket for you coming up this season? Yeah,
I'm a free agent. Hopefully not for too long, but I'm still trying to bang around. If it means being a journeyman, I guess that's what it means. But obviously the hope is always, to end back here in Seattle. Playing 7 of my 8 seasons here have been pretty special. But I guess we'll see. Again, kind of one of those weird times, I think, for a lot of veteran guys where with the salary cap going down because of COVID and, the draft in the college season not fully happening. And I don't know exactly how I know they're having a combine, but I don't know if they're going to be able to
confusing.
Fully evaluate everybody they want. So it'll be interesting to see if they go, heavy rookies or heavy vets. But
hopefully
either way,
heavy
I'll be
vets
prepared.
In your case,
I hear you.
Devil you know versus a devil you don't, right? So that's probably works in your favor. But there is a team in close to where you are right now in Seattle that is definitely looking for players to be part of their team. None other than the Seattle Kraken. You got the flow already. You can probably body check. You're Canadian.
Yeah.
I assume you can skate, so I just want to congratulate you on being a part of the newest NHL franchise.
You know what? I feel like I look the part, but I just don't know if I can actually, I could probably talk the talk in the locker room too, and in the after hours.
Chirp.
But as far as walking the walk goes, I don't know if I've got it.
No, you're not a hockey guy?
I was when I was younger, but I'm not sure the Seattle Kraken are scouting 31-year-olds who haven't picked up a stick since they were 18.
You never know. It's a very Happy Gilmore-esque premise right now.
No doubt.
Yeah, but very exciting time in Seattle. Kraken has a lot of momentum behind them. Seems like a cool team to potentially work for. And I know that you have done some stuff with that NHL Gaming Challenge earlier this year. We got to take a quick timeout, but we will have a whole lot more with former Super Bowl champion, fellow Canadian Luke Willson. Welcome back to Drinks with Binks. I'm JSB. We, of course, have Luke Willson here with us, sipping on some coffee, and we are going to play a game because he's Canadian, I'm Canadian, obviously. We tell everyone we're Canadian, called How Canadian Are You Still? Because Luke's been in this country, America, for 12 years now. First question, name 3 Canadian musicians/bands.
Drake, The Weeknd, Justin Bieber.
Boom. Easy. Okay, what is a double-double?
Oh, come on. I mean, coffee at Tim Hortons with, I'm not 2 milk, 2 sugar?
Cream, but...
Cream?
You got
okay.
You got good idea.
I drink my coffee kind of black, sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know though.
Yeah, I mean, you're not drinking right? double-doubles to be, staying in shape for game day. If I say it is 32 degrees outside, are you going to grab a parka or your shorts and t-shirt?
Well, this is a bit of a strange question. 32 degrees Fahrenheit or Celsius?
Just 32 degrees. First thing that comes to your mind.
I mean, first thing that comes to my mind is Fahrenheit because 32 is 0 Celsius. So I'm not going to...
But
Does that make me less Canadian? Listen, I grew up in Windsor, the border town. We use both.
That does make you less Canadian. That one you got wrong, because 32, you'd be grabbing your bathing suit. Okay, if you need to go number 1 or number 2, do you go use the restroom or the washroom?
Okay, I mean, if I'm in Canada, I'm using the washroom. If I'm in the States, I'm using the restroom. That was a big thing for me in college. The looks I got when I'd be like, where's the washroom at? In whatever restaurant I'm at, looks at me like I'm just a idiot. I'm like, oh, shit.
It's amazing. Yes, no one here says washroom. And then I now say restroom in Canada, and they're like, oh, like, you're so American now.
Yeah.
Name that delicious Canadian beverage that uses clam juice.
The best. It's the Caesars, man.
A Caesar.
The best.
Yeah. Not many people know that, and it's better than a Bloody Mary, and it's great.
It's not even comparable.
Not even, I know. Americans don't really like it.
What's unfortunate, though, can I just go on a small rant here?
Yes,
please. Is that you say clam juice, even for me, the idea of, like, clam juice sounds very gross. Mm-hmm. So it's like, everyone's like, ooh, but then the reality is, it's not even, like, Bloody Marys and Caesars aren't even, it's...
Yeah.
It's a
you don't think of it as clam juice, just clamato. It's just a thing. Then you taste it and you love it. Okay, these lyrics I'm about to say, you have to tell me the name of the band and the song.
If this is a Nickelback song, I'm going to be upset with you.
No, but I should have done that. Okay. Chicken China, the Chinese chicken. You have a drumstick and your brain stops ticking. Watching X-Files with no lights on. Don LeMaison.
Bare Naked Ladies. Do I need to name the song?
Mm-hmm. You got it.
Is it the Millionaire one? Oh,
no.
Shit. Oh.
1 week. And I'd sing it right now if it wouldn't cost us millions of dollars.
Shoot. Okay, I'm like 80% still Canadian.
Yeah, I added it up. The fact that you knew it was Bare Naked Ladies, and some of these are very debatable, odd questions, because you change what you say based on the country you're in, because you know that you are still Canadian. You still are. Check mark. All right, well, that is settled here on Drinks with Binks, guys. We still have a whole lot more we want to get to with Luke Willson. We're sipping on coffee. We'll be back after this. Subscribe on YouTube and follow us on all social media at Fubo Sports. Guys, we've had an awesome time drinking and binking here with Luke Willson, who shares the name with an actor. And Luke, very quickly, if you had to pick another actor that you would share the name of with, who would it be?
Vince Vaughn.
Oh, you had that one ready to go, too.
I mean, Vince Vaughn could just be standing and not saying anything, and I think he's funny.
He is the best.
Yeah.
I love Vince Vaughn. That is great. I mean, also works alongside Luke Willson in Old School, so that's just like a nice little pairing for you to change your name. So whoever knows, maybe that's in your future, maybe it's not. Thank you so much for being with us here on the show, guys. You can follow Luke if you want to see more content that he's putting out, whatever that might be. It's L Willson, 2 L's, remember, _82, Twitter, Instagram. Follow us, guys. We have tons and tons of content. You got to watch those shows. Got to watch them. Drinks with Binks on our YouTube channel at Fubo Sports. You'd think I'd know it by now, and I still don't. Thank you so much, Luke, for joining us. Bottoms up, bitches.